How's it going, guys? I hope you guys are having a great week. So E3 is here, guys, and I'm back today with another conference review. This one is going to actually focus on Ubisoft's conference this year. So it's not going to be a blow-by-blow of the conference and what we learned, but it is going to be sort of giving my impressions on the conference, what I really enjoyed, what sort of reveals and announcements most interested me, and my general overall thoughts and impressions. So I actually thought Ubisoft's conference this year was really good. I think they gave a very strong conference. I actually thought it was superior this year than what it was last year. Really enjoyed it. And one of the reasons I really enjoyed it was how they kicked off the conference. I thought that Ubisoft started off their conference this year incredibly strongly. They kicked off by showing Watch Dogs Legion. And this game, for me, it stole the show. Watch Dogs Legion looks absolutely incredible. They started off by just jumping straight into quite a lengthy gameplay segment where we actually got to see some actual gameplay. We got to see how the game looks, how it plays, some of the different NPCs and characters, different abilities, and just the general vibe of Watch Dogs Legion. Then obviously they came up on stage and talked about the game in a little bit more detail and what their creative vision for the game actually is. And I've got to say, Watch Dogs 3 looks absolutely incredible. It is a game that I am super hyped about. I am really interested to play this game. In fact, way more than I was with Watch Dogs 2. Part of the reason is the setting. Obviously, it's based in London, so it's quite close to home for me. It's set in a futuristic London post-Brexit, and it's this kind of like cyberpunk futuristic surveillance state, which is plagued by extremists and organized crimes. You play as part of a DedSec resistance force, and the aim of the game is to recruit members to that resistance, and you actually get to pick and choose and play as different NPCs. You can pretty much play as anyone in the game, which is incredibly ambitious and looks really cool. We got to see some really cool characters, including Helen, which is an 80-year-old ex-spy, ex-assassin, kick-ass granny who just was hilariously funny. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to be playing quite a large chunk of the game, probably as Helen, just because I found it really amusing and really cool. But there was some really nice sort of gameplay sections. We got to see as well that permadeath is a feature in Watch Dogs 3, so any of the characters that you do recruit, that you get to know and learn about, any of them can actually die, and I assume that affects the way that the story progresses and how the other characters interact with you. But permadeath is really ambitious and kind of wild, and I really like that. It's going to add some extra sort of tension to those gameplay sections and gameplay segments if we actually know that our characters can actually die, and it is going to encourage us to try to play in a more sort of stealthy like manner. So it'll be interesting to sort of see how that actually plays out. We did also get a confirmed release date for Watch Dogs 3, which is the 6th of March 2020. So that is the day before my birthday. I will absolutely be getting this game for my birthday, and I will be playing lots of it, and I'm really hyped. I can't wait to play Watch Dogs Legion. It just looks absolutely incredible, and it's such an interesting way for them to take the series. We also got a little bit more information on Ghost Recon Breakpoint. We got to see some cinematic CG trailer, a little bit of gameplay trailer as well. Ghost Recon Breakpoint looks interesting for me. Obviously, you can play up to, I think it's four player, teams of 4 online. But what I liked about the conference and the actual announcements that they made at Ubisoft's conference was the fact that you can actually have AI teammates, which means if you're a solo player, predominantly like me, and that's one of of the reasons why, you're sort of a little standoffish with Breakpoint, because obviously I don't have a squad of, 3 other friends that are willing or interested to play this game. You can actually go in and play it solo with AI controlled teammates. Hopefully the AI will control well. Hopefully they'll be good. Whether or not you can give instructions to them or if they just do their own thing, I guess we'll have to sort of wait and see. But we did get an announcement of a beta that will be starting on September 5th, and I have registered for that beta. So hopefully I will get early access to the game to actually check it out and play it with Dante, and even with, other friends, and even with you guys if you're interested in dropping in and playing the game with me. But I will be checking it out September the 5th, obviously, to give my impressions on it. And the game does actually launch on October the 4th. There was some sort of teaser as well about a possible Terminator franchise crossover, and it's not the first game that we've had sort of that in at the conference. Obviously at Microsoft's press conference, they did announce that with Gears 5 as well. So it seems like, the guys behind Terminator and the new movie coming out are really, really, really trying to promote that movie through doing sort of game content deals and that kind of thing. We then finally got a revealed trailer for Roller Champions, which was confirmed. This is pretty much Ubisoft's answer to Rocket League. It's a PvP multiplayer sports game where you play as 2 teams, and it looks really, really cool. You can actually, if you have a PC, download the E3 demo on Uplay, and it will be available to play between the 10th and 14th of June. So pretty much this week. But it looks really, really interesting. And I like the style of it. We didn't get any announcement of a release date. We didn't get any kind of price point. We don't know if this is a full price game or just sort of like more like an indie priced game. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I really did like the sort of cinematic trailer that they did, and I thought that was really, really cool. And then we got a brand new announcement, which was a brand new IP by the team that made Assassin's Creed Odyssey by the name of Gods and Monsters. Pretty vague teaser. We don't know much about it other than that it's going to explore mythology, and I really love mythology, so I'm all for that. But I love the art style. So it's got this kind of like painted art style, and it very much gives me vibes of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is a visually beautiful game. It's quite refreshing to see such a nice, colourful, almost sort of calm, peaceful, serene art style, and it looked really, really, really cool. And we do know that it's coming out in February, the 25th of February 2020. So that game is coming out next year. So of course there are other game announcements which were to be expected. We got an announcement on Division 2's Year 1 content, which will be free, obviously to download, which is coming in this summer. And also they announced that you can actually jump in and play the game for free between the 13th and 16th of June. So that's really, really awesome. So I'm going to be jumping in and playing that probably with Dante. Obviously with For Honor, we got another announcement as well. There's going to be new DLC content. It's going to be an event called Shadows of Hitokiri, which is going to be available until the 27th of June, and it's available today. Cinematic trailer for it, CG trailer. It looked really cool. Artwork looked really awesome. Rainbow Six Siege, again, that's got its own DLC, its own event happening live on the 12th of June, which is called Operation Phantom Sight. So that will be coming as well. And then, of course, we got the typical Just Dance 2020 announcement, which is coming out in November. And same as it is every year, coming up on stage dancing. The Dancing Panda is back. No Ubisoft conference will be complete without the Dancing Panda. So yes, of course, we always expect to see Just Dance. And, I kind of miss it if it wasn't there. It's really cheesy. It's really awkward. The crowd always looks like really just like awkward and yeah, just it's really funny. But you know, it wouldn't be an Ubisoft conference without a little bit of Just Dance. And then we got a weird announcement. Like, it was so weird. Like, Ubisoft started focusing on obviously other things like TV series and also their sort of download service, their streaming service. The TV series was really weird. It's called Mythic Quest Raven's Banquet. It's going to star Rob McElhenney, who is obviously from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and it's about sort of a development team, and he plays this really like egotistical, sort of arrogant boss. It looks like it's a comedy. I was actually hoping for something a little bit more serious, because I think it would be really good for a show or a documentary to investigate the development industry. Obviously there's a lot of passion in there, there's a lot of hard work that goes into it, but there are a lot of problems with the industry as well, you know, crunch, overworked long hours, unrealistic expectations, all these things are problems. And I really enjoyed the Raising Kratos documentary that came out, which obviously talks about the making and development of God of War, and I found that documentary really, really moving and really interesting. And so I was hoping for a show that would be a little bit more serious in its tone and sort of looking into it. So we'll obviously have to wait and see what that is like, and it is going to be coming on Netflix, I think. And then of course Ubisoft announced its Uplay Plus service, which is a subscription service for PC exclusively. No announcements that it's going to be on PS4 or Xbox One, but I'm sure that will eventually come, and this is going to be starting in September. It's going to be $14.99 a month, and it will give you access to 100 plus games, including all DLC for those games, which is really cool, and also early access. And it will actually be partnered with Google's Stadia as well come 2020, so it will work on Google's Stadia as well. But $14.99 a month seems a little steep for me for Uplay Plus. I would say maybe $9.99 is reasonable, but $14.99, I don't know, it just seems a little steep. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But generally overall, I thought Ubisoft's conference was pretty strong. I thought it was pretty good. It had some really good announcements, some interesting looking games. But for me, the best part was absolutely Watch Dogs Legion, which looks incredible, and that just stole the show for me and completely blew me away. So if we were to compare it to other conferences, I definitely think Ubisoft's conference was superior easily to Bethesda's, because it was just definitely more genuine, and the excitement was more genuine as well in the actual conference. But I also thought it was superior to Microsoft's conference as well, because it showcased a really good lengthy gameplay section, and that's what we want to see at conferences. It's great to have trailer announcements and cinematic trailers, but you need to show some gameplay as well, so we know what the games are looking like, and what games obviously to consider to buy, and how they actually play, and that kind of thing. So Watch Dogs Legion was definitely the thing that really sort of pipped the conference for me, and yeah, I thought it was really, really good. So have you seen Ubisoft's conference? If you have, let me know in the comment section below, what was your favorite moment from the conference? What did you generally think about it, and what games were announced that you are excited for and obviously going to be looking at buying in the distant future? Please share in the comment section below. Hope you guys are having a great week. Obviously I'll be back with more E3 content as the week progresses. Anyway, have a great day, guys and girls, and as always, happy gaming. Bye guys.